far, and the Artocxx could be largely favorite. However, there's possibility to do a major mistake after the first sail. You're gonna see if if there's gonna be hole. If a runner fall, it could dramatically lost 20 seconds instantly, and it could instantly swap the lead of a run. So
Okay. So the run has not begun. Alors we have 2 seconds.
yeah, and the river look like this Blue Link stream have some lag, so let's hope it will be fine.
Yes. So in the first room, the only goal is to grab the keys, jump over the hole, and reach the door. There's no many threats, but so it's many little optimization, little movement optimization, and you will notice some things that jumping is faster than walking, and other many small optimization.
So Artocxx is going to do one of the biggest strat of the game. It's calling the U essentially. What he does, he have put his personage on a horizontally pixel precisely to make it able to fix it on a wall, because the personage is on an old number of pixels. So in a precise pixel, if he turn himself, he will be stuck on the wall, and he can do an extra jump. So with that extra jump that wasn't at all intended on the game, he could save at least 7-8 seconds. What that Blue Link didn't do. So Artocxx have now 8-second lead at least.
It's
or 2
pretty
roam
solid.
precisely.
Ouais. It's a pretty solid lead. So there's many. So in this, it's the main strategy of this in this early game, and we will see if he can keep it to the end. So he made a little. So Artocxx made a little mistakes on the first E-ace of the game. So stuck your personage into the body of another personage, and but he back up pretty quickly, so he didn't lose a lot of time. So he has a pretty solid lead for the now.
Yeah, sorry if I don't talk. We have some problem on this stream, so I try to fix it. But it looks like it's gonna be fine for the next. So here another dangerous room on Artocxx. It can be it's easily to fall off when we do the arrest tricks, but look like it's fine. However, okay, Artocxx somewhat messed it up on a little on the next room, and so however, Blue Link do worse, and he fall. So he have to retry the room, and he lost instantly 10 seconds. Where if he didn't, he could have been only 3 seconds behind Artocxx, and now it's almost 10-15 seconds.
So the fall is pretty punitive in this game, and on the room where Blue Link fall, it's called the MTK room, because I have a tendency to mock the player who fall on this room. So I think he will earn me later about that. So the pillar strat in the room of Blue Link, but in the case of Artocxx, he's now at a cell called the BQ room, and it did it pretty well. Blue Link has no more mistakes for now for Blue Link, but he is now really late. He do also the fast strat on the US strat.
Pretty precise the strat. I never try it. It's really stressful, honestly.
We just see another EW on the run of Artocxx. It was
he fall, and okay, he backed up Okay, well, but however, he lost. It lost 8 seconds. He wasn't. I don't think he was ready to this fail, and it looked like he was. He didn't perfectly know what was the backup, but he learned it on the way. But that could have been faster. So there it is. This room we found yesterday. A new strat. Oh, and Artocxx. Yeah, he won't gonna do it because it's
No.
possible with a pixel perfect setup to clip instantly on the bottom of the round and skip everything on this room. So it's a 10 second. It's again a 10 second. However, it's as I said, it's pixel perfect. It's pretty hard to do it. And if a runner failed, he lost. It's at least 12 seconds per try, I would say.
Yes,
So
but probably it's a really big massive gain of time in this room where the only room if you to take a keys is forbidden, but this strat it's for a long time it's gonna be a boring room, so there were no really strategies about to do it fast. But the one who found Moneyman was the bigger point about this room. So. Backing up in the race, they're always a solid lead for Artocxx, but Blue Link is not too far behind.
Oh, major mistake from Artocxx. Unfortunately, a fall.
Oh, whoa! He has two mistakes. He has perfectly backed the first mistake, but the other one was pretty fatal. But fortunately, the lead he has previously was pretty much comfortable, so he don't lose time. He is always in the lead, but Blue Link is not really. Is really close.
Yeah, on this room there's a lot of fast trade to do, but every item are really risky. Okay, except that one that Artocxx done. There was unfortunately some lag, but he spare a swap against what Blue Link does. So he take 1 second. He get more lead by 1 second.
Yes, 1 second. Artocxx has to do an extra swap in this room because he was not sure about his jump.
Okay. Blue Link misses the key strat here,
Oh.
and he will die, and he averages it. He didn't have any choice anyway.
That was fatal. He could have been closer to see if this room was.
No. At this point, it was just impossible to back it up.
Why? So there was always the two big rooms. It's a room where there is two big personages, and Artocxx did pretty well. So at this point, the run is now over. There is no more room for a fast strat or important. You can only just lose time, and this is only normal movement of the game.
There are at least 10 seconds between them. Importantly, let's be honest, it wasn't a pretty good run for both of them. From what we've seen of previous round, both of them struggle at some point. But it will be at least sub 10 for both, so it's still great. But at the final against Frabzetse, who is the best player of the game, that's gonna be pretty hard.
Well, yeah, but the mistake were at least there was maybe the same amount of mistake for the two players, but the Blue did mistake were cost more time, and Artocxx did some strategies more aggressive than Blue, so he also have more time to lose on mistakes.
Yeah, as I can see, Artocxx did a bigger mistake. Blue Link did more mistake, but those Artocxx does were way more costly.
Well, yeah, but so in the end, Artocxx can say even if the race is not technically over, there's no way you can gain time on this room. This is again the end of the run was the end of the end of the game. If you play the game casually, it will be the end, and the game explained himself that it's just a game. But will not spoil the end of the game. It could be a good discovery for you if you want to play it, but you have just to finish the game on the.
So it's 9:42 for Artocxx.
It's a
It's
kind of.
Tenzai Tag, and 9:54 for Blue Link. Still good run, but improvable. They both probably both want to be better on the next one.
Well, it was for both of them pretty good time. In fact, despite they do both mistake, but doing a run under 10 minutes is kind of good. So it's kind of very good to do a run under 10 minutes in this game.
So the next one will start in 30 seconds.
So will we see Blue Link go all out for having the chance to have to make it to the third game, or will Artocxx it will be his best to end this in 2 games? I can't dare to say.
I wonder if Artocxx will try to play safer or more aggressive, depending of since he may be not pretty proud of the performance, and if if he will think about his lead that he have against Blue Link, so he could maybe play safer.
I don't know. I think I've heard about Artocxx that he's always playing the same strat over and over, so I don't think he will change anything.
All right.
So and I don't think Blue Link will change anything too, because he's kinda doing his best now, and he have no more mistake to do. So now for now this is the early game. So it's kind of the tutorials, or you have to learn the movement of the game. So you learn to jump, you learn to grab keys.
So there we see that there's already a little Artocxx take a little late, since Blue Link try a more aggressive strat on the optimization. Unfortunately, he failed it. I see it fail it pretty often. Whenever I get a freeze on the stream, I'm gonna try to refresh and see if everything is fine.
Well, for now
it's okay.
For now, there is a little the EW for the first try EW for Artocxx. It was really nice. So
so now we have at least a 8-second lead, I guess, against Blue Link.
Well, and he was on Blue was already 1 second behind before the entry of the room. So you can say. Practically 10-second lead, but this is a room where you go further and further. The game kind of tease you and want you to think if kind of jammed or bugging, but it's just some room to spare, and it's a little bit boring. Also, I can lost to try to refresh.
It seemed it looked like it come from the boot restream from the problem came from Artocxx and Blue Link, since I constantly have a lag too, despite a refresh.
Well, so we have to choose no mistake from Artocxx, so he's kind of solid in this run. So
was it okay? He didn't jump before his first lap. It was on purpose. Okay, I wasn't sure. He did some safer strat.
Yep, and we'll see the Artocxx. Well, so this room. Which did with Artocxx was a nice strat from Artocxx, who didn't have to jump beforehand. And Blue Link is kinda no more mistake for Blue Link, but the last one it was
Yeah, so
painful.
this team is fine for boot runner who struggled previews on the last run on that room.
So at the moment, everything is fine for Artocxx, and Blue is not too far behind, but the only major difference is from the strats of the AW on the little U room that Artocxx did on not Blue. So this is for now the only time difference you can really see about it.
Oh, unfortunately, our docs does a zip, and unfortunately, he had to retry to redo his setup and lose at least 4 seconds. So now there is only
4 seconds.
2-3 seconds between boot runner.
So what?
Yeah, yeah. A zip is done when you do a AW with your character, but with only 1 pixel vertically between them. If you do that, you will zip on the next bottom platform. For don't want to do that. We never want to do that except on one room where you can skip it entirely with the strategy. But we won't see it on this race since it's a since it's that setup, it's pixel perfect and
It's
pretty
really
risky.
risky.
So
You have more time you have more time to lose while trying to do this strat. And the blue the blue to reset. Oh, blue the little mistake from positioning his personage from his character. So yeah, he has to mistake. And we are in the keys room where a lot of many keys, and you don't want to take any keys because it costs you. You have to reset if you the room if you took any keys. So, it's played nicely by Artocxx and nicely by Blue. But Blue lose a lot of time in the previous room where he has to reset.
currently it's Sam a little better for both of them, but let's see what the second half how the second half will be.
While there is a more pretty dangerous strat, and we can go all aggressive or not. But pretty solid again for Artocxx, who didn't do any major mistake, and Blue did, unfortunately.
So there it is. This room gave some problem for Artocxx on the last run. Now it's
goes
way
perfectly.
better.
It goes perfectly for now. And now Blue does not just.
Blue does the same straight. Okay, he have just barely what he need to reach the platform.
It was sufficient, so it's not it didn't cost any time. So this is a double elevator room, where you said it a little while ago, Mollyman. It was you can go safer and you can go
Yeah,
try aggressive that, but Artocxx did it kind of safely, yes, I guess.
yeah. Artocxx did a pretty aggressive strat on the end of that
On the other room,
room.
in the early room, he was KDSF, but it was and he did the rest perfectly. So we have the final. Artocxx will go in the final decisive room, which calls two big guy room. We can say that. So there is a lot of time to lose if you don't position your personage, and I think he did it. Yes, it goes perfectly. So again, it's a more solid time than previously for both of the. I think that I thought that Blue was a little a little bit too bad.
Look like it will be a 940 against 915 for the runners.
Yes, it's a good time. Good time again. Huh? No major mistake for Artocxx. It was a more solid run than the previous one. Blue has a more solid run than previously, but he did some. He did more mistakes that cost more time, and Artocxx did with more aggressive strats. So
we can see on this stream that Blue Link's Artocxx, however, there's have a really big lag on this stream. So we're gonna take the in-game tank tamer. So despite in RTA and in live, we can see Blue Link ahead. It's Artocxx who have the lead currently by 10 seconds.
Yes, the timer in the timer boss at the end of the screen of each player is the in-game timer. So so the game run at 60 FPS and you have a pretty solid in-game timer, so you can really count of it.
So here it's just a epilogue. There's nothing special to see. Every puzzle room has been done. So yes. in 15-13 minutes it should be done for a bit of 10.
30-40 seconds, not minutes.
Yeah, sorry.
So not a problem. So yes, the art room. So and now the end room we have to go for.
So it's 9:38 for Artocxx and 9:14 for Blue Link. So another victory for Artocxx. We will go to the final.
The great final. So we have a bit later too. We just talked a bit. 9 minutes 33 is a really good time, in fact. Huh?
Yeah, this one is way better. In 9:33 will be a pretty competitive time against Frobs ST, definitively.
And Blue did also a better time. He 10-second evaluation of this time, but it wasn't sufficient. So Artocxx was really better on this race.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do, interview Blue Link first, and after that we're gonna have Artocxx next. So hello, Blue Link.
Hello.
GG for your run.
I can hear you pretty you're not really happy about this run, I think.
It was really bad. Like seriously, guys, I don't think I can even. I didn't even think I could pull up this kind of mistakes.
First one we've seen that was wrong, but however, the second one we did somewhat better.
Yeah,
you weren't
just stupid deaths.
Too bad. I think you will learn of me. I think in the French first stream we will have some MTK command. We will be planted at this moment.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's speak about the lore of the French stream of another perspective. A lot of history there.
Yes, I'm partially responsible of it, so I'm sorry for it. But it's kind of fun, I guess.
Even I don't die in this room, seriously, guys.
Yes, seriously.
So my first question, Blue Link, is why didn't you try the new strat on the multiple key room?
Well,
with a kappa, eventually.
Well, 2 hours ago I tried. I took like half an hour and tried this new route, and I was about every fifth takes I got one. It was really precise, and I wasn't sure at all that I could pull this in a race.
Yeah, that's honestly, to be true, that's definitively risky and even not stable. I've retried it recently, and I discovered since our character need to jump on another, and the subpixel aren't. You cannot predict your subpixel position, so the strat is just totally unstable. You cannot guarantee, even if you did everything correctly, you just cannot guarantee that you will pace.
So
It's not as hard as it seems, but yeah, totally. Just never do this in a race.
not yet, but maybe in a 2 week we will find some strat to safe as it.
I personally think you have to try it if you think you're behind your adversary. It's a really risky strat. It's really pixel perfect strat. But if you think you're behind your adversary, you can do it, and it can be a massive gain. But
Yeah, but
yeah.
as I said, there's no guarantee that it will work.
Yeah.
Well,
Plus my
currently
psychology.
sorry. So currently there is no really good setup. I think for now. So
It's doable, but you have I will think you have a 25% chance that your first character is set up on a sub-pixel that it will just make it fail this strat.
Yeah,
So
it's
really risky.
pretty hard. Plus my psychology is, if I'm behind, I want to be sure that the rest of my run is correct. So if the other player makes another little mistakes, I have somewhat of a chance to win. And if I don't, well, at least it's a correct time. It's not as bad as a 11:25 seconds.
Yeah,
So,
we
no.
see Artocxx made some mistake on the first one, but on the second one, he defended himself really well with 933.
I tried as hard as I could, but I
you have to be
have
more
a
consistent.
really nice controller that yeah, I love my joysticks. I just
So
Oh, you play with the joystick? So we have a keyboard player, D-pad player, and a joystick player now. I didn't know the last one.
well, I do it on joystick,
That's
and
pretty nice.
it's it has a nice feeling, but yes, and either you are just yeah, it's nightmare on this. I
Oh, I
I'm
should
just
try
too
it.
used to.
I should try it and see how it feels.
well, when do you plan to pass the W in a race? In a, in a,
No,
no, no,
So,
definitely no.
still no W. Okay, it's clear.
So it's kind of you. But it's on the little U room. It's a kind of massive gain of time if you do it correctly.
I tried for like 3 or 4 hours, and I did it like 5 times, something like that. So no,
No,
not
too
yet.
Yeah,
too little concentrate. It's
Yeah, on a Pixel Perfect Strike, the result is usually unpredictable. So
I don't
it's
know.
good to play safe.
I can do most of EWs in any rooms, but this specific one is just a nightmare.
so you have
I
to
don't
jump
know why.
perfectly.
I have no idea why this specific one is the trouble. It's my worst enemy in this game.
So
Finally, you finished third of the second Another Perspective tournament. So big GG.
Thanks.
So it's an improvement for PB. It's an improvement considering the first tournament you finish somehow. I will try to remember that, but
I
in the
think I was
first,
4th.
I will check that. And the first one you finished, yes, fourth one.
Yeah,
So, and now I'm 3rd.
yeah, but it's fun to
Well,
see that the results are pretty. Still somewhat different from the previous edition, where at least it's a big game of regularity. But we've seen that 2 of 3 players aren't the same. Since Artocxx wasn't of the top 3 at the last tournament. I think he was not even top 5. I don't pretty remember of the final ranking of the
I
tournament.
think it was Schlumpf.
Schlum finished second.
Yes, plus,
You first,
I
and me, and
I finished third. Frabzitsi was first.
I was fourth, and I think Artocxx was fifth or something like that. I don't remember exactly. It was a long time ago.
I have the G-Doc. Well, let's see that. Artocxx.
Artocxx
He was far. He was far. He didn't make it to the semi-final of loser bracket for sure.
He
I
lose at the
know
third
because
round of loser bracket. So Artocxx was really far behind.
Okay, I didn't remember that.
What?
The only thing I remember really is that the first game of the tournament was me and him, and he really put me in my place.
Yeah,
So-
you did.
But his second match was in the first tournament. His second match was against Frabzitsi. So
yeah, you didn't have a really good matchup on the both tournament. we can see that.
yeah, neither both of us. We were just Orange Jesus wasn't on our side.
well, but this time you did it to the loser bracket final. So it was.
Oh, yeah, it was nice.
At this point, you have to beat the best of the best. Huh? So I think you did a pretty good. You did pretty good tournament. So
Well, considering I'm dog tired, it's really, I appreciate that time. It's not amazing, but it's something I can feel proud of to do in a race.
yes,
So
not too long ago, it was. It would be. You have last week. It was. You had a PB far behind this time. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's that time 9:44 is better than my PB 1 week ago. So yeah, it's.
in a way, it proves you had you have made improvement from the early tournament on now. So, because no,
Yeah, I know. I improved myself. I got a lot of things together and just gave it a go with new strats and everything, and some magic happened and new PV. So that was nice. I just hope that I will keep my 5th place on the leaderboard, because I know some more active players are gonna get me.
well, there was no.
You could still try to take the 4th round instead.
Maybe,
you only
but
two second before. Huh? You
I
only
was
2 seconds
second.
before?
I never got the world record in that category, but I was second for a long time before. It was like a few months before Frabzitsi came into the community, and then I got second for like a year, and everyone got me. Mollyman, Schlumpf, Artocxx, and yeah, I'm bad.
Yeah, but you can.
But you
can
finished
change-
third on the tournament. Still great.
So and you can show the Schlumpf. Huh? You can chase Schlumpf because he's not only 2 seconds behind you. So it's
Well,
not
I
that.
might do it, but I don't know if I have enough free time and motivation to do so.
So and about motivation, what do you intend to do with another perspective now?
I have some several big projects. I cannot reveal anything yet, but if you're in the community, you know I talked a bit about modding, etc. And
Yeah, new pitch puzzle. Still nice.
could we consider that a puzzle? I don't know. It's more of an experience.
Another perspective, open world will be epic.
Well, No,
But,
it's not
uh,
You have
But- but
multiple
I have
room
to-
that links to each other.
But-
You have to grab keys from other room to
I
unlock the
have-
final room.
I
The final
actually
room.
have a project to do an AP open road later in 2 years or something like that, but not this time.
And not any news about another perspective RPG.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Could you repeat, please?
So I'm nothing. Any news about a modding about another perspective in RPG style? RPG style?
Not not as of now, but later. I have everything planned. I made a lot of things, a lot of ideas, a lot of rooms, a lot of enigmas and everything. I just got to pull that together and try to do a bit better because I'm quite okay at coding, but game design is really hard. I don't. I'm
Honestly.
studying coding, not game design. So
Honestly, I'm the same. I don't like game design.
It's a
Well.
world job after all.
when you study comp sci, it's hard to do GD. Yeah,
So,
I got a lot of projects, a lot of merchandising I would like to do. Yeah, I got a lot of ideas, and
That's nice.
I'll try to do my best. And now I let Artocxx take the lead. So thank you guys. It was amazing, and it's really useful to have some people comment in English. So
no problem.
thank you, thank everyone. Thanks everyone. Goodbye, and
And see you
And thank
next
you for
go
your
Artocxx.
Probably
See
for
you-
see you for the next final of the AP tournament. At least we hope to see you again in an English restream.
on
Maybe.
the
So
game.
another top 3. I hope next time.
Yeah, it will
Nice.
be fun.
Uh,
Goodbye, and see you next time.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
And GG for your tournament again, and goodbye.
Yeah. GG. So
So-
we have a hard talks and 1 or 2 minutes probably.
Yes, so he's probably probably finishing the French interview, so we'll have it after. So again,
As he said, Blue Link was a big player of the community of Another Perspective. He's here for at least 4 years, I think. It was
maybe.
way before I came.
for 5 years, man. I just checked, but I think he's here for more than 5 years. You know, he was.
He was one of the first, I think. The Pack Science came. PY was here. I think Blue Link came after. And Frap ZC probably came some months after, and since he took the control of the game, of the speedrun of the game.
Perhaps those did a lot. Did a lot of improvement in the run. He has discovered some strat. He has acquired strategies for other players, and he was pretty solid. And as for the long time, for a long time he had the record before you wrote it today. So
So now we have a Artocxx here. So hello Artocxx.
hello, Artocxx.
Hello.
GG for you, for your victory.
Thank you. It was pretty hard, but I success. Sorry, I don't speak English.
Well, you can speak in French and we can translate if you want. Huh? So
We can try.
we can try. So alors, qu'est-ce que tu peux nous dire sur ta run? What can you say about your run, Artocxx?
Je suis plutôt content
Oui.
about cette run. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy about this run. The first one, I make a lot of fail, so I lost several seconds. But the second one is pretty cool and
Solid, pretty solid.
and I make a very good one. I'm happy about that.
So and you did on each run you did two EW. So sur
Yes.
chacune de tes races, t'as fait 2 doubles. So on the second round, it didn't make it didn't make you gain time, I think, because you failed to set up it correctly for a few tries. So on the second AW.
For the first one, I success the 2 EW in the first try, I think.
Yes, the W, the little U room. So
Yes. And the second, I fail for the second. And I don't lost the second, but I don't
you
win.
didn't gain time. You didn't gain time. So
Yes, right.
and you have a little fail. I remember in the second run, a little fail that cost you a few seconds. But at least 9 minutes 33 seconds is a really solid time in the second run.
Thank you. Yes, it's a sub 940 for the second one, so so it's cool.
Mm.
And even for others is incredible. I can better. I can make better. So
You can do better. Well,
oui, je sais pas parler, hein, mais bon.
so now the great final, you have to battle against Fabse once again. So do you plan anything special?
But it's a revenge.
Yes, it's a revenge. For most players, Blue Link wanted his revenge, but you.
Yeah, we see some incredible time on the semi-final of winner bracket, where that was your match against Frab ZC. The worst time I think was 9:35, which was just totally unbelievable. Do you think
Yes.
we'll have some same race on the final?
For the semi-final against Frap, I make a three excellent run. I'm very happy about
I
that.
remember that, yes.
And I don't think I can make the same things for the grand final.
Well,
I hope
yeah.
I hope win the tournament, obviously, but it will be difficult.
I've raced with against Frabs at Sea yesterday, and he somewhat struggled against me. So he didn't do time really. He was way farther than what he does against you on the semi-final. So there's possibility that he have some difficulty during the final. We never know.
We
Yes,
hope.
last time you took him, you took him around. So I think you can took him at least another one. But we have to say it here. The great final will be in the best of 5. So you need to for you need to win 3 rounds to beat Fabzetse. So you have to do your best. But we see that you can do great time, and you have
Yes.
you have improved a lot recently. So it can be
for win-
interesting.
For win this, I need a lot of luck. I hope Frap don't make a sub 920.
Some 920, yeah. We too. And also, I was about to talk about this same Trollcast question that I've asked to Blue Link. So, did you think it could be? Do you think you could have, or it will be worth it to try the new strategy on the multi-K room, the zip strategy?
If we find a setup to have the strat more easier, maybe.
Yeah, so it's definitively a no yet.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Here,
Do you
never
think you,
I
do you
tried
think
this
you will
one.
try to excuse me to interrupt you, but do you think you will try to at least try hard a little bit?
Yes, obviously, I will try hard.
Mm.
I want to have the Molly strats and
I call it the Nemesis skip.
The
the
Nemesis skip.
skip.
Ah, nice one.
And why not make it in race if I success?
Yeah, but anyway, you can confirm that this strat is pretty unstable since the way that we set up the boot character, one must claim out another one, and the subpixel position can totally mess it up during the setup. So I will say that if you correctly do the setup, you still have a 25% chance that just because the subs bad subpixel position, you will fail anyway.
Ah, so pretty hard. So you have to do better on other strat, I think, Artocxx, to have a chance to beat from the team.
But in grind, it's it's definitively worth it.
On a war record attempt or something. So
With with a gain of 8 seconds, even for a PB, not a world record, it's worth it.
yes, but
think-
I think if you can't pass this strat, I think you need to try for the world record. So because it's I think on the current strat, it's maybe the least accessible one. So if you pass this one, you have to try other aggressive strat. So
Yeah, it depends, but almost every aggressive strat we see, it's 1 second gain. Now we have a 8 second gain on a strategy, so this isn't the same way to think about it. But also the failure is way more costly. Since the setup it's about 10 or 15 seconds every try.
well, for now, do you think you will try to find? No, I already asked this question, but what do you think you have will be your chance against Tragedy Artocxx in a few days because the grand finale is this Saturday.
For the semi-final, it's pretty equal. At the same time, almost. So I think I have a few chance, but I think I can make it. I can make it. So
Oh, that's the spirit.
I will make all that possible to success and win the tournament.
We really wanted to hear that. You have to make every way possible to success.
I
And
feel
maybe a little bit of taunting.
Cool.
no, not tempting.
Honestly, it could be definitively possible. I want 100% beat on a victory of Rap ZC. Everything could happen. Honestly.
Yes. You remember you to keep one round, so if he can lead, you can kill it. So go for it, Artocxx. Go for it.
I believe it. I believe in, and
Yes.
I will be determined to win this one.
So I guess we said everything. So the final Frap ZC versus Artocxx will be this Saturday, November 2 at 4 p.m. At EDT time. So
And,
unfortunately, I won't commentating this one. Unfortunately.
You're not. You're not. Well, so you're not this poem. So me myself, I will commentate in French probably. So
But I also commented in French. I was already set up for that planning. Yeah.
so let's hope you will have on Speed Gaming some good English commentator. We have some people who can speak good English, so I hope you will say that. And tonight they're also at 9 p.m. On Speed Gaming, Link to the Past randomizer daily races, followed at 11:90 p.m. Zelda 1 plus Metroid 1 randomizer. So didn't sure about the channel, but be worth to follow it. Be worth definitely worth to follow it. So the randomizer is kind of fun. And there's a lot to say about the planning on Speed Gaming because tomorrow it's pretty. You have also Super Mario Galaxy tomorrow at 4 a.m. and Mario Kart 64 at midday.
So I guess we said everything, and we're gonna cut right now. So thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time for the final.
See you next time.
See
Bye.
you. Bye.
And GG for your run, Artocxx.
Yeah, definitively GG.
And thanks to comment.